Now I keep sharing what I eat that keeps me lean all year round, but what are the macronutrients breakdown? So how much carbohydrates, fats and proteins there are in the foods that I eat in grams. So I know a lot of people, they like to focus on knowing how much their macros are in the foods that they eat. So I'll show you now, generally, not exact, but generally, the amount of carbohydrates, fats and proteins in grams that I have in a typical day. And this morning, again, I always tell you, 64.5, so 64.5 kilos at 5'11", and again, I'll show you again, this is what I look like every day. Every day I wake up to this, lean and muscular. So as you can see here, I have a selection of staple foods that I have. So I've got some rice, some sugar, and some fruit. I couldn't wait, had to eat it. So this is about 600 grams of white rice from, I think it's from Southeast Asia, somewhere like Vietnam or somewhere like that, Southeast Asia. So looking at the breakdown here, I just wrote it down. From the packaging of this type of rice, there was about 49 grams of protein. So this is just rice. 49 grams of protein. So this is typically 600. This is typically what I would have in a day. 600 grams cooked up, whether that's exercising or not. And so there's about 49 grams of protein, about 3 grams of fat, and about 504 grams of carbohydrate. And I would recommend using, to work out how much you need, if you use something like this, a little diary. I don't, because I worked out now what I need, but if you write down how much you had, you weigh it, and then it's easy to just, I don't have a rice cooker here, but if you just make up a whole load of rice, and then that'll last you a day or two, and so you don't have to keep making rice for every single meal, then you can work out, keeping a journal, how much rice you need for each meal and how long it lasts. But I recommend eating every meal until you're full. So that's at least 3 main meals a day, plus all the snacks on top. So I have, this is about, how much did I measure out? Yeah, about 500 grams of sugar. So typically, if I'm exercising, I'll add it in my bottle. When I go out cycling, because I love cycling, and I'll even have just sugar water as a nice snack, because it just tastes nice and sweet. So 100 grams of sugar made up with some water. So I have that instead of having some sugar-free, like zero Coke or whatever, that's just chemicals. I like to keep it with the nutrients rather than chemicals. And I'll also, if I have something like cornflakes or cereal like that, I'll sprinkle sugar on there to make it again taste nice. And I've got some fruit juice here, again I like to have that. And as you can see, that would mean that I would be having, probably if you added the fruit on top and the cereal, I'd be somewhere in the region of maybe 60 grams or so, maybe some days 70, but maybe around 60 grams or so of protein from rice and the fruit, and maybe stuff like cereals or toast in the evening. And also I can have pasta some evening. And the fat, probably 5 to 10 grams a day, at the most 20, but most days 5 to 10. And carbohydrates, well, maybe up to 1 kilo or more a day, and this is how I've eaten for years. And as you can see, I'm not fat, am I? I'm lean, as you saw at the beginning of the video, and I'm like that every day, eating like this, just simple, really tasty foods. And there'll be other videos explaining, I suppose, where the thought process came from eating like this, because when I first started cycling and wanted to do it and get the most out of it and get the most out of myself, obviously I saw that, oh, you have to fill yourself with sugar. And at first, and this is going back years now, well, I always saw, well, sugar makes you fat, so how do you balance fueling your exercise when supposedly, yeah, carbohydrates are what give you the best performance, but also not make you fat? Well, eventually, once you go down the rabbit hole, you realise that the fat that you don't eat is the fat that you don't wear. The fat that you don't eat is the fat you don't have to burn. And the primary energy system of the human body is glycolysis, i.e. we use glucose from carbohydrates to produce ATP for movement in a way that obviously it doesn't make you fat the way I'm eating. And that's all I keep seeing. So I make these videos because I sort of want to be like part of the antidote to, well, I'll just burn off the fat, or I'll just eat like this, or it's Christmas so I should eat like this, or just think about your own health first, okay? It's more important than just doing what everyone else is doing, okay? And as you can see, I'm getting all the protein I need, all the carbohydrate I need, and all of the, as you might have heard, healthy fats, okay? The healthy fats, yeah, you're not going to die from having less than, 10 grams of fat a day. So, yeah. And as I say, these are important. This little book, I really recommend using something like this just at first to keep a track of your eating, and so you don't, make too much rice and then waste it. But I always, as I say, eat to feel full, not count calories, and not starve. And I never do that. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'll keep these videos coming because I want to see a world where I don't see, news reports saying, so many millions and millions of people are obese and we don't know how to do it, solve it, and we need to take drugs. And well, you don't. It's simple and it's cheap. And you don't need to have drugs in your system, okay? So, I'll see you in the next one. And if there's anything else you want to know, because there's obviously so much, isn't it? Then leave a comment and I'll try my best to get back. And I might make a video on any other topics you want, okay? Because as you see, I look like this every day, despite what the media or what might tell you, okay? I'll see you in the next one, and thank you for your time. Ciao.